that's something that I tried to do from the very beginning, and it's something that my parents were aware of.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
It's no secret that Hollywood is no stranger to controversy, but the latest bombshell involving Jaden Smith, his parents Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, and Sean Diddy Combs has shaken even the most seasoned industry insiders. The whispers coming out of the entertainment world paint a picture so wild and twisted that it's hard to believe this story hasn't already hit the front pages of every tabloid. But buckle up, because this dive into the alleged secrets of Tinseltown is nothing short of jaw-dropping.
That's my initial reaction, because that's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's this weird sense of grief, because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip-hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief, like another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy, and it's their own fault because of poor choices.
Jaden Smith's name has been trending for days now, and not for the typical reasons like a new album or a cryptic tweet about philosophical musings. Instead, rumors have surfaced that Jaden has been cooperating with federal agents, allegedly spilling details about his experiences at exclusive gatherings linked to his parents and the now infamous Diddy. According to the chatter, these events were anything but ordinary Hollywood parties. Sources claim they were meticulously orchestrated spectacles involving a who's who of celebrities, some of whom allegedly crossed lines that no one should ever dream of approaching. And at the center of these allegations, none other than Jaden himself, with allegations that he was coerced into participating in activities that no one, let alone someone so young, should ever have to endure.
So why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup.
The claims against Diddy have already been making headlines, with his arrest and the subsequent fallout sending shockwaves through the music and entertainment industries. The charges against him range from organizing deeply disturbing events to leveraging his influence in ways that have left many questioning just how far his power extended. But what's really adding fuel to this fire is the alleged connection between Diddy and the Smith family, particularly Will Smith, whose name is now being dragged into the fray amid whispers of his attendance at Diddy's notorious gatherings.
You have to live up to our expectations of what we've done and what we've accomplished in our life, and you have to live with that. So we kind of knew that when we were young, and honestly,
Jaden's alleged cooperation with the authorities has sparked intense speculation about what exactly he may have revealed. Some insiders suggest that he has recounted harrowing experiences involving not only Diddy, but also other high-profile figures in the entertainment world. Justin Bieber's name, for instance, has surfaced in these rumors, with claims suggesting that he and Jaden were both swept into the orbit of these larger-than-life parties. While there's no concrete evidence yet, the mere mention of these names has set social media ablaze, with users dissecting old photos, videos, and interviews for any potential clues.
Yeah, I did. Once I went out into the world and I saw what people, how people feel about my parents.
Adding even more intrigue is the timing of these revelations. Diddy, who has long been a polarizing figure in the music industry, is currently facing legal battles that could land him in a very precarious situation. Federal agents raided several of his properties, seizing items that have only deepened the mystery surrounding him. Among the items taken were electronic devices, personal belongings, and other materials that some believe could hold the key to unraveling the full story behind his alleged activities. The raids have since been described by his legal team as an overreach, but the authorities clearly believe they're onto something substantial.
Alleged evidence that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles, and the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak-offs.
Jaden's alleged involvement in these events has cast a fresh spotlight on his parents, who have already been navigating their own public scandals. Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's unconventional marriage has been a topic of fascination for years, with revelations about their separation, past relationships, and entanglements dominating headlines. Now, the focus has shifted to their parenting choices, with critics questioning how Jaden could have been exposed to such a world in the first place. Were they aware of what was happening? Did they turn a blind eye, or were they complicit in some way? These are the questions swirling around online, with fans and skeptics alike demanding answers. The connection between Jaden and Justin Bieber has also reignited speculation about their past relationship. The two were once close friends, frequently spotted together at events and collaborating on projects. But recent rumors suggest that their interactions might have been far more complex than anyone realized. old videos and interviews are being scrutinized under a new lens, with some suggesting that their bond may have been influenced by the environments they were allegedly exposed to. One particularly viral clip shows Jaden and Justin sharing a stage, laughing and joking like typical teenagers. But now, even innocent moments like these are being re-examined for hidden meanings.
It was just an escape for me. I was just young, like everybody in the industry and people in the world who experiment and do.
Meanwhile, Diddy's reputation has taken hit after hit, with former associates coming forward to share unsettling stories about his behavior. Some claim that he wielded his power in the industry to manipulate and control those around him, creating an environment where few dared to challenge him. Others have pointed to his infamous parties as an example of how he blurred the lines between professional relationships and personal indulgences. These events, often shrouded in secrecy, have been described as elaborate productions featuring lavish setups and exclusive guest lists. But what really went on behind closed doors?
The possibility that he walks away clean from this, that everything is dropped and he faces no charges or any prison time?
Not impossible. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I see him kind of going the path of R. Kelly, where again, for so many decades, he was able to act with impunity and just, with harming so many.
As for Will Smith, his connection to Diddy is raising eyebrows, with resurfaced photos and videos adding fuel to the fire. The two have been linked for decades, often seen together at industry events and private gatherings. But while their friendship was once considered a harmless bromance, it's now being viewed in a much darker light. Some are questioning whether Will's appearances at Diddy's events were purely social, or if there was more to the story. His recent public denial of any involvement in Diddy's alleged activities has done little to quell the speculation, with critics pointing out that his statement was notably vague and carefully worded. The Smith family's silence on Jaden's alleged cooperation with authorities has only added to the intrigue. Neither Will nor Jada has issued a public statement addressing the rumors, choosing instead to focus on their respective projects. But behind the scenes, sources claim that the family is in crisis mode, scrambling to contain the fallout from these allegations. Some insiders suggest that they're working closely with their legal team to prepare for any potential backlash, while others believe they're simply waiting for the storm to pass. What's clear is that this story is far from over. The allegations against Diddy are already shaping up to be one of the biggest scandals in recent memory, and the potential involvement of the Smith family has only made it more explosive. As more details emerge, the entertainment world and the public at large will be watching closely to see how this drama unfolds. For now, the questions remain. What did Jaden reveal to the authorities? How deep does this rabbit hole go? And perhaps most importantly, who else might be implicated before the dust finally settles?
Yeah, and let me just say this. It's ridiculous, right?
The second act of this story plunges us deeper into the shadowy world that has allegedly been orchestrated by some of the entertainment industry's most prominent figures. While the first chapter of this drama set the stage with Jaden Smith's rumored cooperation with federal authorities and the explosive claims about his experiences, the focus now shifts to the larger web of connections, personalities, and events that have emerged in the wake of Diddy's arrest. It's a narrative that intertwines power, influence, and scandal in ways that continue to captivate public attention.
You mentioned L.A. Reid sent you to New York and you live with P. Diddy. They call it Flavor Camp.
Flavor Camp, yeah.
So what was that experience like and how did that help?
Diddy, who has long been regarded as a music mogul, is now at the center of a storm that could potentially redefine his legacy. Known for his charisma and larger-than-life persona, Diddy has always commanded attention wherever he goes. But now, the same magnetism that once made him a household name is being scrutinized in the harshest light imaginable. The allegations against him are not just about his personal behavior. They paint a picture of a man who allegedly used his position to create an environment where boundaries were not just blurred, but completely erased. One of the most shocking aspects of Diddy's alleged behavior is the sheer scale of what has been described as his social gatherings. These events were reportedly lavish to the point of extravagance, with no expense spared to create an atmosphere of indulgence and spectacle. Guests, who included celebrities, executives, and influencers, were reportedly lured by the promise of exclusivity and luxury. However, the stories coming out now suggest that behind the glitz and glamour was a much darker reality, one that involved manipulation, coercion, and control.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you gotta do that. I was up.
The role of Diddy's personality in all this cannot be overstated. He has always been a master of branding, projecting an image of success and sophistication that few could resist. But recent revelations have cast that image in a sinister light, with former associates describing him as someone who thrived on power and control. There are whispers that Diddy kept meticulous records of everything that happened at his events, allegedly using hidden cameras to document the actions of his guests. The idea that some of the industry's biggest names might have been unknowingly caught on tape has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, with many reportedly scrambling to distance themselves from the embattled mogul.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Usher, for instance, has found himself dragged into this narrative, not for his current actions, but for his past connection to Diddy. The two shared a well-documented friendship when Usher was still a teenager, with Diddy famously mentoring the young singer during the early days of his career. However, an old interview of Usher recounting his experiences living with Diddy has resurfaced, and it's raising more questions than answers. In the clip, Usher describes being exposed to a lifestyle that was far beyond anything he had ever encountered, hinting at situations that, in hindsight, sound deeply inappropriate. When asked if he would ever send his own children into a similar environment, Usher's immediate response was a resounding no. That one word has fueled speculation about what he might have witnessed or experienced during his time with Diddy.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
But Usher is far from the only one whose name has come up in this unfolding scandal. The Smith family, long regarded as Hollywood royalty, is now under scrutiny for their own alleged connections to Diddy. Will Smith, in particular, has been the subject of intense speculation, with old photos and videos of him at Diddy's events being re-examined under a new lens. While Will has publicly denied any involvement in the alleged activities, his past association with Diddy has raised eyebrows, especially given the timing of these allegations. Some have pointed to a 2004 party in Miami as a turning point, an event so extravagant it reportedly included a buffet served off the body of a human centerpiece. Will's presence at that party, alongside other A-listers like Bruce Willis and Owen Wilson, has become a focal point for those trying to piece together the puzzle of his connection to Diddy. And then there's Jada Pinkett Smith, whose recent revelations about her marriage to Will have only added to the intrigue. Jada's candid discussions about their separation and unconventional relationship have dominated headlines, but her silence on the allegations against Diddy has not gone unnoticed. Some are questioning whether her openness about her personal life is a calculated distraction from the larger controversy surrounding her family. After all, the Smiths have long presented themselves as advocates for transparency and authenticity, yet their connection to Diddy remains shrouded in mystery.
I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
The allegations against Diddy have also reignited discussions about the culture of secrecy that pervades Hollywood. For years, the entertainment industry has been criticized for enabling bad behavior under the guise of protecting its stars. Diddy's alleged actions, if true, are a stark example of how power can be weaponized to silence victims and shield perpetrators. The fact that so many prominent figures are now scrambling to distance themselves from him suggests that the tide may finally be turning. But the question remains, how much did they know, and how long did they look the other way?
Stevie J, the Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man.
One name that has come up repeatedly in these discussions is Justin Bieber. The pop star's connection to Diddy has always been a bit of a head-scratcher, with their friendship raising eyebrows even at the height of Bieber's fame. Now, old videos of the two together are being re-examined for clues about their relationship. In one particularly unsettling clip, a teenage Bieber is seen joking with Diddy about borrowing one of his luxury cars, a moment that now feels loaded with implications given the current allegations. While Bieber has not publicly commented on his past interactions with Diddy, insiders suggest that he is closely monitoring the situation and may be considering legal action to distance himself from the scandal.
That's not the issue. The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who...
The fallout from these allegations is already being felt across the industry. Hulu, for instance, canceled a planned reality show featuring Diddy and his family, citing the ongoing controversy as the reason. Similarly, several brands and business partners have severed ties with him, fearing the reputational damage of being associated with such a high-profile scandal. Even Diddy's charitable endeavors, long touted as evidence of his generosity and goodwill, are being questioned, with critics accusing him of using philanthropy as a smokescreen for his alleged behavior.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
The impact on those around Diddy has been equally devastating. Former employees have come forward with stories of a toxic work environment, describing a culture of fear and intimidation that permeated every aspect of his business. Some have alleged that they were pressured to participate in or facilitate the very activities that are now at the center of the federal investigation. These accounts paint a picture of a man who not only controlled his personal life with an iron grip, but also extended that control to his professional relationships. As this story continues to unfold, the question on everyone's mind is, what happens next? Will Diddy face the full weight of the law, or will his legal team find a way to deflect the allegations? And what about the other players in this drama? Will they be held accountable for their roles, or will they manage to escape unscathed? The answers remain unclear, but one thing is certain, the entertainment industry will never be the same.
Nah, I just see I see him one day that I know for a fact he'll be behind bars. So it don't matter what he do now.
The narrative surrounding Diddy, the Smiths, and their alleged connections is a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play in Hollywood. It's a world where fame and fortune can shield even the most egregious behavior, but also one where the truth has a way of coming to light. As more details emerge, the public will no doubt continue to demand accountability, not just from Diddy, but from everyone who enabled or turned a blind eye to his alleged actions. For now, all eyes are on the upcoming trials and investigations, which promise to reveal even more about the hidden world of celebrity excess and exploitation. So, what do you think? Could the Smith family have been more involved than they're letting on? And how deep do you think this scandal goes within the industry? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and updates. Until next time, stay curious.